Good morning, everyone. It is September the 8th, 2025, 9 a.m. We're going to call a regular Commissioners Court meeting to order. Welcome everybody here today and glad you're in presence. So we have a quorum. All commissioners are present, and we're going to start off with the prayer and pledge of allegiance. Commissioner Bowen.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this morning. We thank you for this court. We thank you for the rain and the cooler temperatures to come. And we just give you all the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, the next item on the agenda will be number 3, public comments. Do we have any public comments this morning? Do we have any? Second call for public comments. And the last call for public comments. Being no public comments, item number 4, Audrey Lewis, District Attorney, discuss and take appropriate action on personnel, new employee, Maria Veronica Magnana.
That's right.
Position Administrative Assistant, pay rate would be $38,000 annually. Salary budgetary is 047-400-403. Start date would be September 10th, 2025. Physical and drug test are pending. Good morning, Ms. Lewis.
Good morning. This is a replacement for a retired employee. So I appreciate you letting us continue to rock and roll safely staffed.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie. Seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries.
Thank you.
Ma'am.
Y'all have a great day.
Item number 5, Judge Pacifica, JP4, discuss or take appropriate action concerning personnel. Existing employee, Mercedes Arredondo Garcia, position JP4 clerk, pay rate $20.87 hourly. Salary budget area is 012-432-404. Start date would be September 9th, 2025. Current employee. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Commissioners and Judge. I'm hoping the number's right, and I never got a confirmation from the auditor's office on the hourly rate, but I'm looking to move her up after her 3 months probation. She's done a fantastic job, so I'm looking to move her up to the budget amount in our, I think it's $20.87 an hour. Clerk 3.
So $20.87 hourly, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie. Seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Judge. Item number 6, Mark Gillespie, Stephanie Brown, Deborah Herbert, discuss take appropriate action concerning the following changes are being made to the Public Defender's Office, the PDO Board. A, discuss or take appropriate action regarding Commissioner Gillespie stepping down as a board member and as chairperson and naming Judge Herbert as the new chairperson of the PDO Board.
We met to have this discussion several weeks ago, and the board nominated Judge Herbert. And good morning, I'm so sorry, everyone. The board nominated Judge Herbert to become the new chairperson of the PDO Board, and we will miss Commissioner Gillespie.
Well, thank you for that. For those reasons, I'll make the motion to accept.
We have any action to take on this? I mean, this would not be...
It's mainly of acknowledgement, but it is placement of a person on the board, and the board is under the Atascosa County Commissioners for acknowledgement of it, so therefore we wanted to bring it to the court.
Okay, I still don't think we have any action to take. That's the thing, but motion made by Commissioner Gillespie. Second. Seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is there any further discussion?
When we did this back last year, we had done this same thing, or whenever it was when I took office into the chair position, maybe 2 years ago, because I was the chairman for 2 years. So when Judge Ray's got out, we did the same thing when I took in.
Okay.
And then you also need acknowledgement that I'm getting out of.
I'm fine with it. I'm just saying I don't think we have a say who's the chairman. I'm not saying we didn't do it. I'm just,
Okay.
is any further discussion? All those in favor? Okay, I abstain. So 4 motions for, or 4 in favor and 1 abstention. Item B, discuss or take appropriate action regarding Commissioner Mark Gillespie nominating Jessica Sexton as a replacement as the Atascosa County Representative to the PDO Board. Commissioner?
Yes, sir, being I am getting off of the board and, as chairman as well, but mainly off the board, Atascosa County will need a new representative, and I have found, Jessica Sexton, who's more than happy to be a part of it, and I'll welcome her in with the court's approval.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Riley, is that correct? Okay.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank y'all.
Item C, discuss or take appropriate action on removal of Raul Cazares as the PDO Board Vice Chairman and name Judge Stella Saxon as the new Vice Chairman.
Yeah, this same, may not need to be here as well, but at the same time, we're making note of it. Raul is, not been real active, and he's, got some other concerns and he's going through, so we're gonna see that he gets stepped down, and Judge Saxton will take his place as the vice chairperson.
Okay, has he resigned? Is that,
No, he's still on it.
okay, so he's just going to step down as being Vice Chair.
Correct.
Okay, do we need action on that too?
We're here, I would, but
Okay.
so moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second it.
seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. I guess that's it. Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Good morning, everyone.
Item number 7, Brittany Van Curren with Rural Development, discuss or take appropriate action concerning approval, denial of the certificate exception for Resource Diversification Group Series LLC and Sullivan Ranch Series LLC on FM 791 in Precinct 4. Ms. Van Curren?
Morning.
Morning.
This is a very large split that's happening out on 791. They're leaving 2 significant ranch-type areas, and then all of the rest of the splits will be 10 acres or more. They already have TxDOT approval, or we don't have permits for TxDOT for gates yet, but they at least have their approval for gate locations, and they approve of the way they have the split done.
What size acreage is it?
They're all very large. All of them are well over 10 for sure, but there are several that are much, much larger than that.
Well, you make a motion? Motion made by Commissioner Riley,
Second it.
seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Item number 8, Brittany Van Guren, discuss, take appropriate action concerning approval, denial of certificate exception for the Wheeler family on East FM 140 in Precinct 4. Ms. Van Guren?
Yes, the Wheeler family is separating out some land for their daughter, and I recommend approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Riley,
Second it.
seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Again, that motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 9, Justin Vasquez with IT, discuss or take appropriate action concerning an addendum from Local Government Solutions, LGS, for the transition from on-premise software to hosted services, which will reduce the combined annual maintenance costs by $4,776 for the county and district clerk's offices, pending county attorney review and authorizing county judge to sign. Mr. Vasquez?
Morning. I know it's rare that I come here and ask y'all to approve something that, you know, costs less. So I'm glad to bring this to y'all today. We moved from on-premise servers to a hosted service with LGS. It's been working really great for our county and district clerk offices. And this is just an addendum to the contract that I sent over to Molly, and pending her approval, I just asked that y'all approve this.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? So, what does this actually do?
It just says that we're now on a hosted service rather than on-premise servers.
So we save money?
We do save money.
We save your money?
Yeah.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Thank you, sir. Number 10, Commissioner Gillespie, discuss and take appropriate action concerning personnel. Existing employee Carl Harless, position road crew CDL, lateral move from precinct 3 to precinct 1. Pay rate would be $23.27 hourly. Salary budget area is 021-400-402. Start date will be today, and current employee. Commissioner?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Harlos was working at precinct 3, and we needed a CDL driver, and we had a discussion, so we were just doing a lateral move from one precinct to another. Move approval.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Thank you, sir. Item number 11, Molly Sleece, County Attorney, discuss and take appropriate action on personnel. Existing employee Monica Guillen, position Victim Assistant Coordinator, completion of 6-month County Attorney's Office probationary period. Pay rate increased to $70,000 with Senate Bill 22 funding of $10,600. Salary budget area is 012-404-405. Start date will be today. Physical and drug tests are complete.
Yes, this is a current employee. She finished her 6-month probationary period at the beginning of August, and this was part of the agreed terms of her probation. Probationary period was to delay the full pay until then, so is Senate bill money that is actually increasing it to the 70 total.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Again, Molly Sleece, County Attorney, new employee, Jonathan Fisher, position as Assistant County Attorney, pay rate would be $90,400 salary plus Senate Bill 22 money of $29,600, is a total of $120,000. Salary budget area is 012-404-442. Start date will be September 9, 2025. Physical and drug tests are pending.
Yes, he is coming to us as an experienced assistant county attorney, assistant district attorney, and we are looking forward to him starting tomorrow.
Motion made by Commissioner Pavelic,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Gillespie. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Item number 12, Molly Sleece, County Attorney, discuss and take appropriate action for approval of participation in the new national opioid settlement with Purdue through the Texas Attorney General's Office, and authorize the county judge to complete and execute the participation and release form and other documents related to the settlement participation agreement. Ms. Solis?
Thank you. This item is another settlement that has been negotiated through the Attorney General's Office. To participate in any of the proceeds from it, we need to execute the participation and release form before the 30th of September and send it back to them. And this is, again, another company that is having to pay part of the settlement, and we should receive some of the funding. I don't have the exact amount right now, but the county will receive some of that funding that we can use towards the related costs towards drug addiction, opioid prevention.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Bowens. Any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Item number 13, Molly Sleece, County Attorney, discuss, take appropriate action for approval of participation in the Secondary Manufacturers National Opioid Settlement, CL 1773468, through the Texas Attorney General's Office, and authorize the county judge to complete and execute the participation and release form and other documents related to the settlement participation agreement. Ms. Solis?
This is the same. This is a group of companies that this is being settled with. And so, again, we'll receive a percentage of this if we do participate in this settlement.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Solis.
Thank you.
Item number 14, myself, discuss, take appropriate action to approve Prickly Pear Market to hold a monthly event on October 18th, 2025, November 15th, 2025, and December 20th, 2025 in the courthouse parking lot. This will be the southwest parking lot over here, southwest of the courthouse. They want to be able to have a farmer's market there and have some booths set up and everything. I didn't see a problem. We've done it in the past years ago. but we need approval for those 3 Saturdays.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie. Seconded by Commissioner Bowens. Any further discussion?
They won't be using any power or water, right?
No, they got their own stuff. They're gonna bring in porta potties and everything, set it up. They made a presentation that sounded pretty interesting, so we'll see what happens. I think they got the city, they're gonna close down the circle too around the courthouse. Any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Item number 15, myself and Curtis Vickers discuss, take appropriate action on the county infrastructure projects monthly report. Morning, Curtis.
Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioners. Substantial progress made at the Sheriff's Office. The new parking lots have been completed, striped, and they're in use now, which has made Sheriff Gary and his staff pretty happy. Currently, the interior, we got fire sprinklers and air ducts going in, masonry's begun, drywall's almost completed and ready for tape and float, so it's moving along pretty quickly now. They're still shooting for October 1. We do have at the tax office addition, the exterior windows have been installed and masonry should be completed today. We are currently, they're tearing up, digging the trench so they can do a permanent repair to the water line that was found when we were doing the piers at the start of the project, and that way they'll be ready to finish up the exterior finish work and it'll be completely done. Which point they'll move the fences to the back it'll be noticeable that they're finished with that part. We've got data has been installed in the addition and they've cleaned up everything in the existing part that we had open that's part of the current phase. Looks a lot better. There were miles of data cables up there that weren't doing anything. We've got the ceiling grid has been installed in the addition, so it's getting very near completion on that part of it. The interior window, I think, is all that needs to be done for Miss Holly's office, the glass and glass door, and then the new door put out to the exterior. The drive-through will be closed Tuesday and Wednesday of this week for the electrician to get in there, start installing the new equipment. And then the entire tax office will be closed down Thursday and Friday for them to do the power swap. And the need is, we're currently on a 240 volt high leg that they don't do anymore. They've changed everything over the 208 volt. And so that's the reason for needing to do a major swap. Unfortunately, it's not just hooking up the new stuff and going. And they're anticipating 2 to 3 days, which is why they did Thursday, Friday, and have gotten it cleared to do Saturday if they need to. They've got the overtime approved. And at the same time, they're gonna work on the interior demo, the walls that are currently there, and once that's done, that entire area where the girls are will be 100% open. We're still working to figure out which of the proposed changes we can do. One thing we've determined for sure is that we're not gonna be able to do the new or the old transaction windows to change those out. The cost was just too high. With that being noted, we're going to get a credit on the granite countertop that was going to be utilized there to help us hopefully cover the cost of some of the other changes that we need to make. Some of them are necessary. It's cleaning up the electricity. Like I said, we got a bunch of it not to code. We have, their workstations are gonna be more spread out. There's insufficient electrical as it is, but once we start spreading them out, they're gonna need more power. So we're gonna be supplying that, whether we end up doing it through division walls or just mounting it to the floor for the time being. We're waiting to get updated numbers from Holtz Adams so we can determine what we'll be doing there. And in the meantime, we're also looking at possibly going ahead and running the data and the electrical conduit to the existing windows ahead of the future replacement, which we know it'll eventually be done. The medical examiner's building contract's been executed. Integrity will soon be mobilizing. I met the superintendent last week over at the sheriff's office, David Zamora. He's already working with AEP to get the temporary power set up for their trailer, so it looks like they'll get moving pretty quick on that. After months of trying to get with the city to get clarification on their stance that we didn't need permits, I reached out to
the new company that's doing their permitting and inspecting, and immediately got a response from City Manager Johnny Weezar, who I currently hadn't been able to get a hold of. And Commissioner Gillespie and Duncan Makeda and I met with them last week, and the short of it was, their stance was John Rainey misspoke. He didn't have, I guess, the authority to say that we didn't have to do permits. He was wrong on it, and that we are going to have to now be permitted and do inspections and what have you, as normally is done. We did discuss 30% discount with him, same as the ISD, which he seemed to be okay with doing. The only thing we're waiting on is county attorney had requested some changes be made to the drawings and what have you that Perry is doing, and then once we have those, we'll send all that to the county or to the city to start our review process.
Anybody else have anything? So I want to add to that. I understand the medical examiner facility being permitted and going through the process and a 30% discount, but I'm not in agreement to the EMS facility, and I'll tell you why. Atascosa County has an agreement with the cities for them to furnish facilities for our EMS, and we've had that agreement since the mid-'80s. We're gonna find out when that document is through the clerk's office here today. We haven't had a chance to talk yet, but we're gonna prove out that that was, based on the circumstance, that facility in Pleasanton is absolutely a dump. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You gotta go out of one bedroom to go to another building to go to the bathroom and shower, and it's ridiculous. I mean, it's pathetic. They can go build new fire stations, they can do all this other stuff, but they can't do the right thing for our EMS people who we're providing the service to them. So it's not fair to that. So we've put in the budget to build a new facility, and we're gonna go out for bids sometimes in the next 90 days or so to build a facility there for housing and be able to put 3 ambulances stationed in Pleasanton. And for them to charge us a fee for that is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have a problem, again, with 30% discount on the ME facility because that's a different structure, but under the EMS facility in Pleasanton, I'm gonna fight that tooth and nail. I've already talked to a couple of councilmen, and if worst case scenario, if they don't get it fixed, I'm gonna go to the city council meeting myself and explain the situation. If they still wanna charge us that, then we're gonna have to come up with another situation, because the EMS is completely different than the medical examiner facility. I mean, Lytle is putting us a new facility up there, and they're not charging us anything. We've done the right thing everywhere. Jordan built their facility here, and we have it. Pleasanton should do the same thing as the other cities. So anyway, that's what we're faced with, and I'm gonna ask that we continue to move forward with that structure. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I just have 2, one comment and a question.
Okay.
On the comment, we did allow in the budgeting, because we were not sure that they were going to not charge us for the permitting, so that was something we anticipated, so that's not going to be an issue because we did set money aside for that. So I just wanted to add that. And on the electrical, the items that we found that were issues, that's all going to be fixed
Yes, ma'am.
when we're shut down?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, I don't know if that's all gonna be fixed while we're shut down. You're talking about you bringing up to code? Because the
Yes.
electrician's gonna be busy doing the new tie-ins. He's gonna try to have an extra crew there to do some of the other work.
Okay.
He's not sure if he's gonna be able
So
to.
if the code issues are not addressed during the shutdown, will they need to be shut down when they do that?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Most of it's not major.
okay. I was just,
Casey hasn't said one way or the other, but I think they can work around it.
They're gonna put the new in, and once it's in and up and going, then they'll pull the old out, so there won't be no shutdown transition.
okay, so, perfect. Thank you.
Anything else? Thank y'all.
Good, thank you. Item number 16, myself and Auditor Tracy Barrera discuss take appropriate action to approve the reassignment of the pre-detention facility and its operations to the Atascosa County Juvenile Board, effective upon acceptance of the Atascosa County Juvenile Board. Ms. Barrera, you want me to do it?
It doesn't matter. we are the only juvenile detention center in the state of Texas that the detention center is not under the juvenile board. The board was the detention center was pulled out, the pre-detention center was pulled out prior to post ever being open. So it was moved out from under the juvenile board and put under Commissioner's Court. And in doing so, the pre-detention and now post, detention officers have missed out on some of the state benefits of state supplements that juvenile probation has received because they were not under the umbrella of the juvenile board. So it's been talked about, it's been discussed, it's been looked at every different direction. The juvenile board is fine with it being moved back under them. Of course, being that it's under Commissioner's Court, that needs to be addressed first, whether or not y'all will release it back to the juvenile board, if you want to add.
Right, to add to that, the benefit structure is greatly enhanced from the state if we do this. And I understand the reasoning why it was pulled out in the previous administration. I also understand how things were missed in this current time frame. So I do believe it's the right thing to do. Again, we're the only one in the state of Texas that's not under the direction of the juvenile board. We need to put it back underneath there, get that umbrella put back right, and make the structure go forward. I suggest that we do that, and auditor agrees with me, the juvenile board agrees with me, the detention facility agrees, so I think it should be done.
And just for clarification, this is only the pre-side.
Yeah, only-
Post will not go underneath juvenile board. Post will stay under its own board, which has been established, which is Commissioner's Court.
Move for approval on item 16.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. And that'll be effective whenever the board meets again and we accept it. Right. So until then, it's still under the direction of Commissioner's Court until at that point. Okay, item number 17, is update and take appropriate action concerning judges, commissioners, and other county elected officials' training course certifications. Record any hours, certificates into Commissioner's Court minutes, and other documents not related to the education needing to be filed in the court records. Constable Mark Medina completed advanced patrol tactics in Galveston on August the 14th, 2025. Constable Mark Medina completed the legislative civil process in Corpus Christi, Texas, on August 18th, 2025. Also, Constable Medina put together a document he would like for the court to accept, and I'll read it to you. September 2nd, 2025, Atascosa County Commissioners Court and Auditor. I'd like to address the monthly reports submitted for a 6-month period from January 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2025. The documents recorded in the minutes and available as public records do not accurately reflect the total hours worked during the time period. Specifically, the hours submitted through CopSync did not capture all the time I spent patrolling, serving as bailiff in the court, and participating in training and performing other duties required by my office. While the documented hours were underreported, I want to affirm to this court and to the public that the obligation and responsibilities of the constable's office were carried out to the best of my ability during that period. Beginning July 1, 2025 and moving forward, all reports submitted to the Commissioner's Court will accurately reflect recorded work hours, ensuring compliance, accuracy, and transparency of the records. Respectfully, Mark Medina, Constable Precinct 1, and it is notarized. So what this is about, there's been questions about Constable Medina's hours. Said that some people referred that he only worked 54 hours, I think it was 54 hours, in a matter of 6 months, which I know for a fact he's been at the JP office way more than that. I've seen him out and I've heard him on the radio. He on CopSync recorded the hours that and the minutes actually that he worked serving papers and doing certain items, which added up to 54 hours. This document is saying I've corrected that because I didn't know how it was supposed to be recorded at that time, and I'm recording them properly now. So he's asked that this be added to the same as his hours.
I'll move for approval on number 17. I'm not as sure that we can add something that's not on the agenda, but for acknowledgement of his recording, I mean, it's fine, but
Yeah.
Just,
take action on that reading, but for line item 17, I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion is made by Commissioner Gillespie and seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. This will be part of his report. You want to make this separate on the reports?
I mean, I think that's more of an accurate place for it.
Okay, so it'll be done separately. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. I don't think we have an executive session, is that correct, Ms. Solis, that you know of? No executive session. Okay. So item number 21, discuss, take appropriate action, approve all invoices and payroll. Do we have anything today? But payroll is process number 40 of $818,772.64.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Item number 22, discuss and take appropriate action on reports submitted. I want to enter this letter for Constable Medina.
You don't need to read it again, right?
I wasn't going to.
No, move for approval.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Okay, item number 23, comments from Commissioners Court, no action will be taken. The next Commissioners Court meeting is set for Monday, September 22nd, 2025. At that time, we'll have a budget hearing, adopt the budget, and set the tax rate to support that budget at that time also. Is there any comments from Commissioners this morning?
Just super quick update. There's some trees at the Lemming campus that are going to be having removal. They're very large ash trees. They're old, and there's going to be an event coming up October 16th at this campus with the AgriLife Extension agent and their Ag Days. So being the brittle of the trees, we're trying real hard to get those removed before then. Don't really have much update as to what date, but if in the event you find yourself in Lemming at the school campus, just use caution. I don't know when they're going to be there, but it's going to be a huge operation. They're pulling out some very large trees. And then away from that, next week, I'm not going to speak on behalf of the other commissioners, but I will be out all next week for a conference. And other than that, I'm good.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, at this time, we're going to take a short break. What do you need, 10 minutes, Tracy? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, what? We'll come back at 9:45 a.m. this morning. We're going to take a short break. We're back in session. It is now 10:02 a.m. on September the 8th, and we're going to go right now into the budget workshop on item number 24. And Ms. Barrera, I think you've got some things you want to bring forward?
Yes, I wanted to, some of the things we had discussions on last budget workshop, I want to follow up on that. I don't have any handouts for you right now. There was an item that the judge brought to my attention. We looked at the numbers. We'll talk about that in a minute. But as far as the Regional Public Defender's Office, okay? The Regional Public Defender's Office, that grant from TIDC is with Atascosa County. It's Atascosa County's grant. And I know there's been a lot of, we weren't sure who had authority to set the budget, what happened if Atascosa did one thing versus what the oversight board agreed upon. So it is Atascosa's grant. If Atascosa County does not or does approve something, then that is what goes down to each county that has signed their agreement. They're in a local agreement, and they pay their portion of what Atascosa approves. So the discussion was whether or not they would get the increase. If they don't get an increase, it does not trickle down to somebody else. It just doesn't happen, period. And Molly, I don't know if you want to.
So in reviewing the change, the interlocal agreement from 2022, it has all 4 counties deferring to Atascosa County as the administrative grantee county operating the program on behalf of all of them. So they've delegated their authority for approving the operating budget, operating the program to Atascosa, and then it does specify that they will pay the percentage based on caseload of their portion of the budget. So whatever budget is approved by Atascosa County is then allocated, the third of that budget that is paid by the 4 counties is in percentages by each county. So whatever Atascosa County decides to be the final budget would be the final budget that is dispersed for the counties to pay. The oversight board policies and procedures do not give them the final say on the budget. They are to develop and monitor the program budget and operations and provide strategic guidance on challenges faced by the program and long-term sustainability. They don't have the final say. They're a recommending body. So they can recommend a budget to you. You can make modifications to that budget according to what Commissioner's Court thinks is the best way forward. So the final say would be what your decision is on that budget.
Okay.
Okay, so to go back to the discussion we were having last budget workshop about the 5% increase that they're requesting across the board. When presented, it was based on a 2.5 basically for a prior year and a 2.5 for this year. Atascosa County is not giving a raise this year. And the situation with last year, if y'all remember, the state approved a budget and then it kind of just went through when she was trying to bring all of her attorneys up to par with the other attorneys in the county, whether it's county attorney's office or the district attorney's office. That was achieved last year. If you can remember, some individuals got like an $18,000 raise. Everybody received more than $2,400, which is what the rest of the county received. So it did bring them up in some more than it should be, but they're all pretty, the attorney side is pretty much in line with the salaries. And that was achieved last year. With those increases, we did not give the additional $2,400. Atascosa County was given $2,400. What they received was greater than $2,400. So there a little discrepancy there when she says that, no, she didn't receive the $2,400. And that's because the state gave them significant, I think the lowest one was like $5,000 of an increase. So with that being said, Now that we
Which we
know.
contributed a third the county's contributed a third of that number.
Right. So the state picked up 2/3 and the 1/3 was trickled down between all the counties. But it went through, so it was approved. They've got those higher increases. And this 5% was to request for the 2,400 they didn't get last year and an increase for this year. So it is Commissioners Court's decision. I just need direction. We're not really voting. I just need a consensus of whether or not I am to include that or not to include that in the current budget.
I'm not in favor of including it.
How can we do that without it being a vote? Is
Yeah.
that-
You can do a consensus.
Well, that's kind of a vote, so I think if they give you the direction, if the judge is giving you direction to not bring it back with that, if there's any
To
difference.
remove it?
Yeah, then you go forward with that. If they want to vote on it differently, when it comes to the vote for the overall budget, they can separate it out and vote separately.
I mean, the judge is the budget officer, so it is up to the commissioners to vote on what he presents. It is in there now, that's why I just,
So could I ask the judge to present their budget without those numbers?
Well, that's what the judge is directing her to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm very,
So I'm saying,
yeah, I get it.
I'm asking the judge, he's not doing it, I'm doing it,
To what?
to present the commissioners'
Well,
numbers without it.
But I've already instructed her last time, and they're back in there.
right, but we needed clarification on all of this, so we're transparent, everybody's on the same page. That way, everybody understands where we're at.
To add to what you said, we spent an hour and a half with Judge Herbert Thursday afternoon. Hour and a half with her. We went through all the previous budgets, went through all the stuff that we discussed, all the guidelines, and we showed her where the discussion was that they didn't get raises. They did get raises. They got more raises than what the county gave last year. And it puts them out of whack to what the county attorneys and district attorneys are making today if we give the raises. And she understood where we were coming from. So it's been in the budget, but I've asked that it not be included in the budget. I don't know what else to say.
That's fine.
If I can, for clarification, and I'm not getting on you this.
No.
You had said, I'm not for it, I don't want to put it in, but that's giving your opinion. I'm asking for it to be presented to the Commissioners Court without it being in there, so then we can legally make a vote off of it, instead of giving an opinion.
That's fine.
I just want to make sure we covered it right.
No, and again, this is why we have budget workshops, so we can all be on the same page and be fully transparent. So, there was another point I was gonna make.
I mean, just bring it back at the next workshop without it. That's all there is
That's
to
fine.
it.
I mean, I can.
So we want to go ahead and schedule another workshop for the next meeting? Because.
No, the next meeting we're
is a
doing-
hearing. So the hearing, that's what I'm saying. So do we need to have another workshop or just present it at the hearing without it?
The next regular meeting, we will be voting on the budget, so I would,
We'll present it without it.
I mean, if y'all want to have, we can do another budget workshop, but we just
I
have
don't know
to,
that we need one if it's just that one item.
Yeah, if it's just that one change and you're bringing it back without it, you just need to post it online so everybody sees the change of what's being voted on Monday.
We can even change it during the hearing, all the way up to adoption. You can change
Absolutely,
everything all the way.
absolutely.
So I
even if it
think, like
differs
Commissioner
from,
Gillespie said, bring it back at the 22nd without it.
I'm fine with
And
that.
if there's any changes we have to make at that hearing, we'll make them, but if not, we move forward. But we got to remember, if there's any changes, we got to make sure that we adopt the tax rate to set the we adopt the budget, and the tax rate needs to be adopted to set to match the budget at that hearing. We won't have another choice at that point.
Right. And again, because we are below the no new revenue and the voter approval rate, we're not required to have a hearing on the tax rate, but we are going to have one on that day. So we will have the salary hearing and adopt the salaries. We will have the tax rate hearing, adopt the tax rate. We'll have the public hearing on the proposed budget, and we will adopt that. So we'll have a lot going on, but we'll be done on the 22nd.
And that's a voice recorded vote at that point, right? On all of
Yes,
it?
that has to be a record vote, and it's kind of the same way
I
we've
mean,
done
not voice,
things.
show of hands, a vote of hands, a recorded vote.
Right,
Right.
but it needs to be individual,
Right.
yea or
All right,
nay.
individual.
It would be a roll call vote.
Roll call vote. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the word.
So
The
the
other
other thing,
issue?
the only other change that we made since the last meeting was we sat down and we went through page by page by page. We went through all the different ones, and we got to looking, there were 4 employees, or 4, sorry, I apologize, 4 elected officials that were not treated equal to the rest of the elected officials. And one of the things that we talked about was those 4 do not have a travel allowance. Now, it may consider being a salary supplement, but which it's not, but the county clerk, the district clerk, the treasurer, and the tax collector all deliver deposits to the bank, all make recommendations and go to their other prospective offices. And so I asked the auditor to allow $400 a month travel allowance for them in their budget. And we put those 4 changes in there also. That's the only other changes we've made.
I will run another, because last week I ran with the elected official salaries without that, so I'll have to run again this week with a revised. That has to be in the paper 10 days prior to the actual vote on the salaries, so we will be fine on, if we run that.
It comes out this Wednesday in the paper, next
It
Wednesday?
will it'll come out this Wednesday,
And then we'll still have on the 22nd.
yes.
That's the only other changes. So the total of 5 changes, one of them being the no 5% pay raises for the public defender's office, and adding the $400 a month to those 4 elected officials.
And that's based off of 70 cents a mile?
I'm sorry?
That's based off of 70 cents per mile?
Yeah. And that's a ballpark number. And it doesn't have, that's another thing. I had that discussion with someone the other day. It's not necessarily based on 70 cents a mile. That's what the government allows for your travel allowance. But you could have an established monthly rate, and that's what we've chosen to do. I verified that to make sure we were right. Ms. Barrera, any other discussions on this?
I'm gonna go back, I just did the math on it, that's saying they're gonna travel 571 miles in a month?
Well, not necessarily. They can travel 10 miles in a month. It's a car allowance. It's a substantiated allowance, which could be taken you heard me say, it could be taken as a salary supplement, but is a substantiated balance. And Tracy and I verified this, that you can allow an allowance, it doesn't have to be based on mileage.
Well, just like our travel allowance, I mean, it's for any of your mileage that you drive within Atascosa County, it covers your wear and tear of the vehicle. I mean, that's the gist of what an allowance is.
I get it, I'm just need an explanation, you know me, people ask me and I gotta know why, and I need to know what's in y'all's heads, so that's what I'll tell them.
Okay, any other things that you had, Ms. Burr, that you know of? No. Any other discussions today on the budget workshop? Yes, sir?
I brought that quote to y'all. Commissioner Gillespie asked me to bring.
This one?
Yes, the justification just to increase the annual maintenance to the point where we can decide on new software next year, but that's just a quote to show the basis of what I'll need to increase it by. It's not already in there,
It's not already in?
no. So it's, what we're currently paying for JP software across the county is $12,000 a year roughly. That would add another 24 to it.
So this is the software that we've been discussing with the JPs, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, did we figure out the collection process?
No, and we're not deciding on software with this.
We're not changing the collection process.
We haven't made a decision whether or not we're going to. But we know we need to upgrade their software or change to a different vendor for their software.
He was asked to get a quote, and he got a quote, but I wanted to see it on paper instead of just a ballpark of what it was gonna be. I wanted to see the breakdown, so that's what he provided us, was that.
And the two quotes that I got, that one included is the same annual maintenance cost per year. It's just the upfront costs that are a little different.
Right.
Can this be taken out of the Justice Technology Fund?
I don't know how much is usually in that fund.
I'm sorry? It's something we can look at. Yeah, if we could do that, that'd be phenomenal. But, so we're talking about having to add the 35,000 to it?
24 of that 35.
Are those two quotes or just one quote?
It's just one
I
quote.
won't hear anywhere. Or the very first line?
It's the training on site for the 4
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the upfront cost. It's a one-time fee.
So this proposed pricing is for a term of 5 years?
Yes,
Is that per year?
per year.
And it also says pricing subsequent years not to exceed 3% increase.
We have not approved that agreement yet.
No.
He was giving it as substantiation for his budget to add some money, knowing that this expense is going to come. We are currently in an agreement for collections with Linebarger through next July. So that was the component that was in conflict with the contract we already have. They have a collections component to this software that could be in conflict with our current agreement. So we need to work that out. Obviously, if we need to get more quotes, he's got another quote. The committee hadn't approved that yet. You started a committee, Judge, for us to review that, and we haven't approved it yet.
Okay, but what I'm saying is if we agree to this, it says the pricing is for a term of 5 years.
Right.
Molly, correct me if, excuse me, sorry. Would you please correct me if I'm wrong? Commissioners Court cannot technically approve a 5-year term. There has to be verbiage in there that states that it's a annual.
Right, based on current funding, it'll be an annual renewal,
And
funding available.
People in office and all that, that's
Why
why.
don't, why don't we do something? Why don't we do this? Why don't we allow some numbers in the budget for it, but we don't take any action on this till we get to a point of being,
Well, that's all I'm asking for, is
Can't
just
take
a budget increase
We can't take action.
for what we might need when we
Okay.
do decide to move to this software. All the contract negotiation and language can be figured out later. It's just before the budget is set, I want to make sure it's in there so that when we decide, if we decide to change software, we can.
I'll look into the balance in the JP Technology Fund. If there's this amount, I can adjust that budget and it won't affect anybody else or anything else. I will just bring in that in from the reserves and have it in the current budget and for 2026. That way, whatever is decided upon, that at least is there. If it's there that much, if not, then I'll do a combination of the two.
Thank you.
Welcome.
any other questions today? Staff have any questions or elected officials have questions? Okay, anybody, commissioners, any questions, commissioners?
Well, there's something I'd like to ask Kayla.
Taylor, you're up.
Well, we're all 4 commissioners here. We need to address something for us on the insurance. Our employees have questions and they need answers.
They have questions and they need answers. So the medical, dental, and vision forms are due today for payroll, so that we can process payroll correctly, because September pays for October, and October 1 is our new. And then we have open enrollment meetings next week.
Were you gonna come out
Yes.
each precinct?
For y'all 4, I will, just let me know what day, and I can be there at 7:30. And I can go through my whole open enrollment presentation, that way anything that I would say in here to everybody else, y'all will get as well.
Well, is there gonna be, you're gonna need that answer today, but yet they don't know what answer to give you. Everything's gonna stay the same as
If they don't have any changes to their coverage levels, if it's going from employee to family or vice versa, I don't need anything back. I just need them to tell me that they want to keep it the same. If they do have changes, if they're going to change coverage types, then I need those options today.
If they have questions for you, is the reason they haven't made those decisions.
They can call me, or they can come by.
Call you or whatever. You're gonna come out and visit with each precinct.
Do they suspect that they're going to change their coverage levels?
That's this decision, I'm not, what they have. They just come to me and ask me, who you come.
Yeah, I just need to know if they're going from like employee to employee and spouse or employee and family. That way we can charge them correctly. Or if they're reducing their coverage level too. Yeah. Do y'all have any other questions?
Okay, any other questions? Ms. Burr, anything else? Okay, so we're gonna come back, we're not gonna have any other meetings until the 22nd. At that time, we'll have a hearing, we'll adopt the budget and set a tax rate at that point. Okay?
We have a show here on, what day is that?
A what?
We'll have it's a regular meeting.
Yeah, it's a regular meeting.
But if,
No budget.
no budget workshop, we're
No
gonna
workshop,
actually
just a
have all the
hearing.
hearings and do the adoption, and I'd like to do that at the beginning of the, agenda. That way, if we do have public here, they don't have to sit through the whole entire agenda.
Except for this one. Yeah. Okay.
We have the, what do you call it, the video shoot?
The what? Yeah, you talking about the juvenile meeting?
No.
What are you talking about?
We have the Faces of Atascosa video shoot where we get pretty.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. All right. All right, if we don't have anything else on the budget workshop today, then we're gonna adjourn and we're gonna go into the next meeting.